Yo, Donny, what's for lunch? You know what? No one ever does fish. Let's do sea bass.
I'm a private chef, cook for money, yeah.
Guys, welcome back to What's for Lunch, another solo episode. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make a beautiful Chilean sea bass. Now, this is gonna work with any kind of fish though. If you wanna use halibut, if you wanna use salmon, if you wanna use tilapia, please be my guest. I just had some sea bass lying around. It's a little bit on the more pricey side. Halibut's a perfect white fish, good alternative. And then we're gonna make a simple pea puree with that. And then I have some beautiful radicchio here, and we'll make a little side salad. I'm basically gonna show you how to make a complex, fancy looking dish that really only takes 25, 30 minutes max and looks fantastic. So let's get started. First thing you're gonna wanna do with your fish, the skin is great. We're gonna eat the skin, a lot of nutrients in the skin, but the scales are still on it. If you went and cooked it now, you're gonna cook it the scales and then you're gonna see them kind of fall in the pan. You're gonna go to bite it, you're gonna taste horrible. You can't eat the scales on this fish. So usually I do this over the sink. I'm gonna do it over here just so you see it. We're gonna take the back of the knife and we'll scrape these scales off. You can get any knife, doesn't matter. We're gonna use the back of it. You're gonna find the grain. So this way, see nothing's coming up. Then you go this way against the grain and those scales are gonna start flying everywhere. It's best to do this over the sink. If you're not using the sharp side of the knife, you don't want to cut into the fish, just the back, just the dull side will work. If you have a fish scaler, that does it really fast, but you don't need one. You can do it yourself. Now, I love the crispiness you get with the fish skin like that, but if you don't want to go through the hassle of taking off all the scales, you can simply just slice right there and take the skin off. Just make sure, like with anything, it's super dry so we can get a nice sear so it's not going to steam in that pan. Put this off to the side. Frozen peas, yes, frozen peas, totally fine. This is a good kind of use it up. You have peas in your freezer, frozen peas. You can make a quick puree out of them. They're gonna taste great, but this will work with broccoli. This will work with a sweet potato. This will work with any kind of vegetable. This is kind of the base of how you make a simple puree. So peas go in there. We're gonna get this on medium heat. We're gonna cover it with chicken stock. Now, could you use water? Yes. Is that gonna taste as good? No. You need, this can add more flavor in that, but if you wanted to use vegetable stock, perfect. You can completely keep it vegetarian. I just happen to have some chicken stock always in my pantry. Now we're gonna just bring this up to a boil so that those are defrosted and then they start to soften up, and then that'll be our simple pea puree. With our fish, you can season this how you want. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do right now, I just had an idea. I'm gonna go just olive oil, salt and pepper on the fish, and then we're gonna do brown butter and some sage right here, and that's how we're gonna finish the fish off. But if you wanna blacken it, you can put a bunch of Cajun spices, some paprika, some cayenne pepper, a little bit of salt, pepper, and you can do a blackened style fish, delicious too. There's a lot of different ways you can go with this. You can really take this concept and make it your own. I'm gonna go brown butter. So let me get another pan out here for that. See, that's kind of 90% of cooking, is you have a general idea of where you wanna go, and then it changes along the way. So the dish can be, with these components, you can have 5, 10 different flavors, 10 different dishes just from this structure alone. Throw a little salt in here with the peas. The chicken stock can have a good amount of sodium in it. This is a low sodium one, so I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, but if it's pretty salty chicken stock already, you probably don't need much. Salt on the fish, little oil. Get that skin side nice and coated. Going pretty high heat here. Actually, we're not gonna go crazy high. We're gonna go a little lower. I don't want the skin to burn. We're gonna go skin side down for most of this process. And now our peas are going, so we can take that off. Let that reduce a little bit. Butter's going. For the fish, we're gonna go high, like a little bit higher than medium. That's like a 7 or a 7.5 on mine. We're gonna start with the skin side down, and we're gonna get that skin really crispy, and then we're gonna flip. So most of the cooking is gonna happen with this skin. Okay, so that goes down there, perfect. Butter. Start to bubble up. Perfect. Now just let that fish do its thing. It'll start cooking. Don't touch it. If you try to pull it, mess with it now, the skin's gonna rip, it's gonna tear. Let it sear, let it get crispy. It's gonna release from the pan on its own. With the peas, I really don't want them to, if we keep them cooking like this, they're gonna turn kind of brown and horrible, lose their color. So we're gonna quickly shock them under cold water to hold all that vibrancy, and I'm gonna keep the warm liquid to the side for the puree. So I'm gonna do that right now. They're done cooking. There we go. They're gonna stay nice and green. starting to get some good color on the sides, and you're looking just for the middle part. It's gonna go from like that uncooked raw color to slightly more opaque, a milky white, and you're gonna just look for it riding up the side. So there, it's still got a little ways to go. It's still stuck on the bottom. So you're gonna check on the color on the bottom of that fish there. So still give that more time, doesn't wanna pull away yet. We'll let it keep going. For our salad, some nice, beautiful radicchio. Look at the color on this. Radicchio is bitter. I'm just gonna tear this all off by hand. What we're gonna do is we're gonna dress it with something a little bit sweeter, a little balsamic vinegar, a little Dijon mustard, olive oil, some lemon juice, simple. So you can chop this up. I like to just rip it up by hand. Keep it a little more rustic. Beautiful. Look how nice and crispy that skin is all the way through. We're just gonna let it finish cooking on that side, and then we'll be done. Our butter's still browning over here. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. So, salad dressing, Dijon mustard. Not too much, just a little bit there. Olive oil, balsamic. Just gonna cut like a cheek of lemon here. Salt. Okay, see how the butter now like nice and foamy and nice and brown? It smells really nutty in here, great flavor. Okay, perfect. Now what we're gonna do, take some sage, throw it right in that brown butter, take it off the heat, let that sage infuse in there. Fish is looking great, perfect. That's done cooking, we can take that off the heat. Okay, dressing. Lemon juice is gonna go into that brown butter. Now I don't wanna cook it, we're just doing this at the end. If you cook it with the brown butter, it gets like a metallic taste. It's the lemon juice does not come out well. So just at the end, you want the freshest of lemon juice right into that brown butter. And then this will pour over the fish like that. Oh my God, delicious. And we'll baste it in the pan. Get some of that sage. So now, we have brown butter, lemon juice, sage, and we just baptize that fish. We just roll it around in there. It's gonna get all that flavor and finish cooking beautifully right there. Last thing we gotta do is just finish off this puree. So that hot chicken stock, back in over those peas, not all of it. That looks like enough. And then we take our immersion blender. Look at that nice vibrant color. A little bit of cold butter goes in here. Radicchio right into that bowl that we made our dressing in. Just give this a quick toss. This I like a little more heavier dressed. Not crazy, but perfect. Puree goes in first. Then you always want to try to build volume, make things look bigger. So then salad goes off to the side right there. Look at that color contrast we have going already. And finish it off. We work so hard to get that crispy skin. So let's just put that skin right up like that. Beautiful. Look at that. And there you go. This is a meal that took 25 minutes to make. It's 3 components, but look, you're getting something that looks like a restaurant quality fancy dinner, and even more volume right there. Hike it up a little bit more. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. I mean, that's perfect right there. If you want to finish, you can put a little bit of that brown butter on top. I'm gonna do just a little bit of lemon. And there you guys go. That is a simple Chilean sea bass. Like I said though, you can use halibut, you can use cod, you can even do this with salmon. Easy, puree, salad, and your dish right there. There you guys go. If I could do this again, the fish is a little long, the shape-wise, maybe I'd cut it in half and do 2 pieces, but that's neither here nor there. It's gonna taste amazing. Now let's show you this fish now. I'll kind of flip it over. You can hear the skin. Listen to this. Skin comes right off. Delicious. And then look, perfectly cooked. That'll just flake apart, just like so. And you can get a little bite of everything. Some fish, some salad. We don't do enough fish on this show. We're gonna start doing more fish. Maybe solo episodes, I'll do stuff that people don't want to make. Fish is so good for you. Eat your fish. Every crave-worthy bite tastes better with Pepsi. That's gonna do it for this episode. Nice, fun solo episode. We'll be back with a guest next week. See you guys then. Cheers.